What's up, y'all? It's the girl Stacey the Intuitive. So this is a message that you need to hear right now. We've just cleansed the cards. We got the sage going. Messages that you need to hear right now. If you're seeing this, it's because you're meant to see this, okay? It's because there is a message here for you. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Use your discernment per usual. Just because the tarot lady on TikTok or YouTube tells you that there's a message for you, you know best. I trust you. So we have the understanding card. That tells me that you are kind of breaking free from some of these confines within your mind. It tells me that you are kind of breaking free from some of these limitations that you have lived by. You're realizing that some of the things and limitations and the constructs that you have been living by don't actually resonate with you. It's like the bars are dissolving in front of you. The way that you interpreted things before is starting to shift. The way that you see things is starting to shift, right? There's this traveling energy. Some of you might be traveling physically, but to me, this says that you are traveling a distance energetically from where you were, right? Maybe somewhere that you were, energetically speaking, whatever space you were in, you were kind of waiting to get out of that space, but now you're understanding that nothing was stopping you from moving forward. Nothing was stopping you from getting to where you wanted to get. I feel like we have the master here. This talks about mastering your mind, right? And this talks about breaking through into awareness. We have the awareness card. Some of y'all are having a spiritual awakening, okay? This is what this spread is really saying. Some of y'all are having a spiritual awakening. And if you know, spiritual awakenings, you can, no matter how many times you've awakened, no matter if you're already awakened, you will continuously be awakening and awakening and awakening as you open up to new forms of consciousness. So I feel like you guys are right now coming to this new form of consciousness. You are kind of gaining some type of perspective that is supporting you and navigating. It really is true that when you learn to navigate from that space of being able to really attune to consciousness and where your consciousness is trying to lead you, that you literally can navigate anything. You literally can overcome anything, because everything is literally like a passageway. We had a message about this recently, but everything becomes a little bit of a passageway because you can break through a construct in the moment, just via this journey of consciousness, and find your way out of whatever circumstance, find your way through, not even necessarily out, but through any circumstance, allowing the path ahead of you to literally guide you, because it's like a red carpet just has rolled out. So I feel like, yeah, you guys are dissolving some of those like constructs and those like metaphorical bars, prison bars that have kept you from moving forward here. So let's get even deeper. This is just like the preemptive. We can tell that you guys are going through an awakening. So what's tea? Tell me a little bit more, okay? Yes. Okay, guys, so the cards that we have are innocent. So I feel like you guys are kind of looking at things from this space of childlike innocence. I mean, how else would you say that, right? You're looking at things from this newfound space, and it's very lighthearted. It's very airy. It's very, very flowy, right? And you are moving beyond illusion here. That's what this card is. Moving beyond illusion, right? One of the things about this card, it talks about like, no matter how old, there is this energy within all of us, right, that can attune to that inner child and find the laughter, find the play and everything. So I feel like you guys you're kind of like lightening your mindset as it relates to this life experience. So now we're getting a little bit deeper. So as you navigate through your life, the awakening that you're having right now is this lightening effect, is this kind of like restoration of innocence, where you're moving beyond illusion, you're moving beyond the heaviness, you're moving beyond the struggle, you're moving beyond the comparison. We have the comparison card. When we talk about comparison in this deck, it really just talks about how it is such a thief of joy, it is such a thief of experience to compare yourselves, to compare your journey to anyone else's, when these two trees are completely different, right? Like, how are you gonna compare these? How are you going to make anything of these? And this is the comparison message is one of my biggest things in this life. If you go scroll through my content, I'm sure I have several messages about comparison, and it talks about you are not meant to understand anyone else's path. Nobody is meant to understand yours. So why do we use other people's paths as roadmaps? Yes, we can gain wisdom and insight and information, but the moment that we allow someone else's path, what someone else is doing to prompt us in a direction that is outside of ourselves, that is when we are messing up. It's like, what are you doing? So what I see here, guys, is this understanding that you're gaining, this breaking free from this illusion, this breaking free from these metaphorical prison bars. It has to do with comparison. It has to do with some construct that you guys have regarding, other people's path and how other people might have influenced you. I feel like that you guys might have been enduring some type of limitation due to some external circumstance. This could have been like a literal thing where it's like people are trying to tell you something, and you know that moment was meant to bring you this level of understanding. It's helping you to break free. Or it could just be like more energetic, where you have kind of tapped into this space of like inauthenticity within you or limitation within you that has stopped you from moving forward on your own journey, or being able to kind of gain this attunement to like your personalized and unique journey. Because then we have the success card. We love it here. We love the success. So it talks about how once you move out of this comparison, once you move out of this energy of looking at the next person, looking at the other person, once you move out of this energy of even just external perception, like anything that is not like an extension of you, essentially is what I mean. Like nothing that, like when you stop looking at the things that are not literally being called to you, or like, you know, what is the word? Like calling your heart. That's when you reach this level of success. I really like that. I love to see it. So let's see what else we're getting here, y'all. Yep. Okay. We got more. Hold on. Okay. We got 4 more. So this is where we're getting into the nitty gritty of what I was just talking about. We have suppression and exhaustion. This energy of suppression, okay, right? It is inherently exhausting, okay? It is inherently exhausting because it puts us in this place where we're literally struggling. It's resistance. It's straight up resistance. It's resistance of the self. It's compression of the self, right? So there's this energy of you just becoming so tired and exhausted, which I do believe is probably the catalyst for this realm of understanding. Sometimes God is going to have to exhaust you, the universe, whatever you believe, but sometimes the energy around you, the way to get you to break through is oftentimes through this exhaustion, through this extreme pressure. So I feel like all this suppression energy is starting to catch up to you, right? I feel we have this exhaustion, and then we have compromise. And it really talks here about how the more that you compromise, that you come outside of yourself, you then realize that you are a shallow, hollow version of yourself, because you spent all of your time trying to be kind, trying to fit, trying to do the thing. It's no longer a time for compromise, guys. What's being asked of you is to go with the flow. That doesn't mean being unkind or anything like that. That means actually being in connection with the experiences that are happening around you. When you learn to connect with the experiences that are happening around you, that is when this understanding can take place. That is when these bars can dissolve. That is when you won't feel so limited. You allow true connection to take place. You allow true innocence to take place, where you go into situations without care of the result. When we do this compromise energy, where we say, okay, I'll bend and fold a little bit, you know, I'll hold back a little bit here. I'll stop from doing that here for this reason or this reason to create this result for these other people or for these other things. Again, we lose ourselves. We start to live in the confines of these bars instead of going beyond them and allowing other people to go beyond them with us, right? And that this message is not to say that you shouldn't compromise. Like basic examples like pizza, right? Like you like pepperoni but your friends don't, and you know you're okay with cheese, you can get the cheese. But it's saying that if your soul wants to go in a different direction, if your soul needs something else, if your soul is telling you something else, you are having a reaction, an adverse reaction, it is telling you, go with your flow. Be with the flow. Let the currents take you. Let them take you where you're trying to take you. It's like we missed out on so many experiences by being so like anal about how we think they're supposed to unfold. A lot of the time, this is for some people because this might be as it relates to connection, but what's coming up is this energy of like not allowing yourself to truly connect with things and people because of this inauthentic way of navigating. But when we allow ourselves to do the thing that's not within compromise, or when we allow that kind of like sassy or, you know, like a unique or, you know, hidden side of us to come through, we allow deeper connection in our lives, y'all. We allow deeper flow in our lives because the flow is happening in alignment with who we truly are, and we get to like be in alignment with the currents instead of being with the suppression and like going against the waves. Like it just doesn't feel good. There is a way to create flow just by being yourself, because every circumstance that you find yourself in is you have the missing puzzle piece, but if you decide to bend your piece and fold your piece, then you mess up the whole picture, okay? There is success here, but you need to start prioritizing your own path and where it's trying to call you, okay? So I hope this message resonated, guys. Leave me a comment below and let me know your thoughts, and I will see you next time. Bye. Mwah.